My name is Darryl Irby. I was in the National Guard with Bill for over 8 years. I'm now speaking on behalf of other members of the Guard that couldn't make it here. Robert Newey, Steve Waco, and Sidney Tate, and they send their condolences to the family. As we all talked about Bill and being in the Guard, all of us had a similar story about the first day in the Guard, and all of them ended up with the same conclusion, that we all met Bill on their very first day. Somehow, some way, he helped all of us on that first day. Bill was always funny, happy, and you never seemed to see him upset. For instance, I recall a story of borrowing Bill's van. For a weekend, he went out of town to visit family in Cleveland. He let me borrow his van. One of our National Guard friends moved to North Carolina, and without Bill knowing, I took the van to North Carolina. Came back, somehow somebody told him that I drove his van to North Carolina. Bill called me first thing, "Darryl, I heard you drive my van to North Carolina." I was like, "Yes." Then he was like, "I'm pissed." I'm like, "I'm sorry." He was, "Okay," and that was the end of the story. That was the kind of forgiving person that Bill was. Bill and I always debated in the Army. You know, I didn't see eye to eye with him most of the time, but I would always walk away. Damn, he won again. Bill can always convince us, you know, and us not knowing that Bill was teaching us little lessons just about every month in the Army. He was teaching us how to stand up for ourselves. You know, if something is not right, you don't have to go along with it. One instance, we were having a debate over the Saudi Arabia war when it was initiated. He asked me, if they activate us, would you go? And I just told him no. And you know that wasn't good enough for Bill. He wanted to know why. I gave him a bunch of selfish reasons for why I wouldn't go, and then we got into a big political debate over why we should go. So after Bill and I had the conversation, we went and spoke to other members of the Guard, and we had like a close net of friends there. We all decided, like 6 of us, okay, when formations start, we're all gonna go up to the front and just tell everybody that we should refuse to go. Formation started, and I'm standing there nervous, and Bill, I'm looking out of the corner of my eye, just, "Bill, please don't go up. Bill, please don't go up." Looking out of the corner of my eye, and I see Bill coming from behind. I'm like, "Oh my God, Bill is actually doing this." So Bill get up to the front of the formation and start explaining to everybody why we shouldn't go. But in the meanwhile, all the rest of us were supposed to go up too. And that didn't happen. Bill was standing there by himself for a little while, and I'm standing there nervous, like, please somebody else go up with Bill, please. And it didn't happen. So finally, midway through his speech, I went up and stood beside him and agreed with everything that he was saying, because once again, you can stand there and listen to him and like, damn, you're right again. After that, I was so mad that no one else came up and stood with us. Everybody had agreed, but Bill just told me to forget about it, that we got the point across. That was the type of person that that was one of the lessons that Bill taught us. You know, no matter what, you can always stand up for yourself, and no matter what, you don't have to follow if you know it's not right. Being in the Guard with Bill was always an adventure. He was the only man that I know that talked an Army lieutenant and to letting us sleep all day. In the Army, you get up for breakfast at 5 o'clock, and Bill's reasoning with this lieutenant was that none of us want to eat breakfast, so why should we get up at 5 o'clock? And the next day, we slept until like 9 o'clock. He was good at that. And during one of our conversations, one of the conversations I had with Bill, for some reason the Army wanted to promote me and Bill. I have no idea why. No matter what we did there, no matter how many protests or sit-ins, no matter what we did in the Army, they wanted to promote me and Bill. So we came up with this solution that no matter what happened, we wouldn't get promoted. We wouldn't go above the rank that we were at that time. The reason being, which, once again, damn, Bill, you're right. He made us understand that once they promote us to a sergeant or above, you are then put in a position where you have to order your friends around. And that causes conflict. So they would send us before the board. Before you get promoted, you would have to go before a board of officers. And we would sit around before going in and make up these ridiculous answers to the questions that they gave us. Like, how far can this missile shoot? And Bill would say something like, to Cleveland. And, you know, and we would sit around and make up these stories so that we couldn't get promoted. And it worked. Also, I just want to tell Maureen and the kids that, the boys, I'm sorry, that Bill was one of the most well-liked guys ever in the National Guard. He was always there for us. He was a teacher to us, and he would find ways to teach us that we didn't know that he was teaching us something. But it always worked out, and I was so happy to hear you say that Bill lived his life and said that he had no regrets. And I can say, as long as I've known Bill, I've had no regrets of being a friend of his. Thank you.